Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about BMW's N52 engine, which is commonly found in 2011-ish 3 Series BMWs, and it's probably found in some other stuff too. But this is the car right here. It came in with oil leaks, and it came in because the customer had it at a different shop, and they said that it had a snapped head bolt. They said the snapped head bolt was causing the oil leak. But that's not what's causing the oil leak. It's causing one of the oil leaks. In addition to that, it has a bad PCV valve, and it also has a bad oil pan gasket. So let's get into it, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, the customer was talking about having it in another shop, and she showed me this, text message printout type thing, the dealerships and shops use, stating that one of the head bolts was broke off, like the head was broke off of the bolt, and that was the cause of the oil leak. Now, I don't know if since she got that report from that other shop, if these other oil leaks are new. Kind of seems like it. But in addition to that snapped head bolt, we have this right here. This is the valve cover. When it got to us, we can see that it was leaking oil right here in this area, also right here in this area, and also on the side. So what we're going to do for that is replace the valve cover, not just the gasket, because this is a plastic valve cover, and for the price of it, you might as well just go ahead and replace it, because it comes with a new PCV valve, which is really critical. For this, a bad PCV valve can just cause seals to blow out left and right. So our leak, one of our leaks was happening right down here, causing oil to leak all in this area. Other than that, we've already got the oil pan job all done, but as you can see, we've got the oil pan all apart. Well, the oil pan's on, but the subframe's all apart. They call for a complete subframe removal on this, but that's kind of pointless because you can save a lot of time just by disconnecting the subframe and leaving all of the suspension stuff hooked up. See how the suspension stuff is all nice and hooked up there? And you just drop that bad boy down. Of course, you got to support the engine up there like that. Then you can just drop that bad boy down and replace that oil pan gasket. Now, when we had the oil pan gasket out and had the oil pan out and everything, we found another head of a bolt, and this head of the bolt that we found could not be the same one that the customer or the shop before us was talking about. This is a new bolt, and I'm about to show you where that new snapped bolt came from. All right, now that we have our car lowered down, we can get more in depth with this, and I will show you the two locations of the two snapped bolts. The original one that the shop was talking about that they said was causing the oil leak, and then the second one, which is the one we found in the oil pan that is actually hidden under the timing chain. So here it is. It's going to be kind of hard to see this on camera because we've got our engine brace supporting the engine right now. Highly recommend you get one of these if you do really any amount of work on cars, especially foreign cars and cars with subframes and stuff like that. It's completely necessary. So the first snapped bolt, I'll try to get you zoomed in on it, is right down there, right under the plastic on the intake manifold. On the internet, with all the research I've done, this is where they are all snapping off at, just as well as this one is. So yes, that is causing a little bit of an oil leak, but not very much. It's hard to see back there, but there's not hardly any oil back there. In addition to that one, the other one that we found, so this is where the valve cover goes. Valve cover's off. In addition to that one, let's see if I can get it on camera here. It's right down in there underneath this cam gear. You can see that a bolt is snapped off there too. That's 2 head bolts. That cannot be good for this car. Bare minimum to get that bolt out that I just showed you, it would be taking the timing chain loose, removing this cam gear, and then extracting it. Luckily, with the head of the bolt snapped off and it being soaked in oil, it would come out really easily, but still, nonetheless, that's an additional 10 hours if you've got the tools. So that's kind of a big ordeal. We're trying to still figure out exactly what we're going to do, working with the customer to move forward on this. But it's a car with 100,000 miles, and that's a lot of work to fix that. So we'll just have to see what they want to do. Is this a common issue? I've never heard of it before this car, but my research kind of says it is. Have you experienced it? And if you've not experienced it and you have one of these cars, might be a good idea to check. Because for the first bolt that I showed you, the one that's not covered in oil underneath the valve cover, to get that one out, that's going to require removing the intake manifold, which is a little bit of a job in itself. These cars are not known to be super easy to work on, mainly because you got to take off so much of the wiper cowl and remove so many different little things to gain access. I also think that there is like a harness that mounts up to the underside of the intake manifold on the bottom there, and that harness can be pretty tight to work with sometimes in there. We've had a couple of them off, and they are not the most fun cars to work on, especially when they're completely OEM and that's how you're putting it back, is completely OEM. So it can be a lot of work. Just wanted to make this video to show you. If you have an N52, I would definitely check and see if at least the one bolt that you're easily able to see right here by your oil filter housing, right back there, you might check and see if you've got the same thing going on. And if you do have the same thing going on, you've been driving the car for a long amount of time, tell us about it so we can so it helps us make a decision on what we're going to do. Just wanted to make this video to inform people, and hopefully it helps somebody. If it does, hit that like button for us and subscribe. That helps us a lot. And we appreciate you, and I hope you have a good day.